We are officially live for episode 2. Gonna give a few seconds for one person at least to tell us if the audio levels are bad or not, rather than missing the entire intro like we did last time, because I was just silent.
Let's see what we get.
Oh, I hid the viewers, don't want to do that.
Got 3 viewers, but
Woo, woo, you know it.
Alright, I'm gonna launch the show.
did we get any feedback about the audio?
Not yet. I don't see anybody,
Okay.
but we'll give them some.
There we go. People starting to pour in. Yeah, chat. Just let us know if the audio is janky. Again, we can fix it.
Yeah, we've got my levels, we've got Doc levels that you just heard, and we're also joined tonight by Haz on commentary.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this.
Should be exciting. Good luck trying to get a word in between me and Doc, talking over each other.
I'll just talk over both of you.
Firing up our totally not Dynamite knockoff intro,
Yep.
matching the SWA red. The very limited options involved with 2K19. But we work with what we got here in Dallas, Texas for episode 2 of SWA.
It's an exciting one. Gonna see some fun matches. I think be interesting to see who was able to separate themselves from the pack like we saw last time. We saw some good performances. A few people sort of making a name for themselves. I think we'll see more of that tonight, hopefully.
Yeah, I gotta say, this looks like a great card. Kind of have a fascination with the latex salesman Art Vandelay, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. You know, I don't know what to make of him yet. I think we got to see more to really know what he's about, but I can't tell if I'm gonna like what I see or not.
Well, he had a tough first round match in the tournament, his only match we've seen him so far, against Yasuke Bozeman, who had a pretty nice win in the main event of episode 1. So maybe that loss wasn't quite as bad of a loss as you might think. And he's got a match up here against Captain TYGER MARSH to maybe get himself going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think so. And Marsh also a guy who had a first round exit of the tournament. I think both of these guys are looking to prove themselves a little bit here, and we'll see if we come out on top.
It's really been the theme of some of our early matches, giving some of the people who had a quick exit a little bit of a second run chance to get some momentum on their side. Marsh and Vandelay, no exception to that here.
From Illinois, weighing in at 253 pounds, the captain.
Captain TYGER MARSH out of checks notes, Schaumburg, Illinois. Haven't been to Schaumburg. I'm sure it's lovely.
It's Illinois. It's mostly corn.
Thought that was Iowa.
Also Iowa, yes. And here comes the latex salesman himself, strutting to the ring.
A deceptive 195 for the cruiserweight Vandelay.
I was gonna say that seems a little low.
Weight figures are self-submitted, so we won't judge him too much. But according to the tale of the tape, he's coming in at about 60 pounds underneath the 253 of TYGER MARSH here, and we're talking about a full 12 inches foot difference between the two, 5'6" versus 6'6". So he doesn't have the size advantage, but he's got the charisma. He seems ready to be here.
Yeah, it's he definitely is making up for size with swagger.
And my favorite element, the jacket and tie are gone. Now he's ready to wrestle.
Wrestling
my.
khakis, man.
Look at the athleticism, too, from the spry 195 Art Vandelay.
Big suplex from Marsh here, get him back in the ring.
Vandelay certainly one of the older competitors on the roster. A former SBA talent many seasons ago.
Yeah, it's true. He's had quite a career. I think he even managed a team for a while. You know, he's been all over the SBA and made his way to the SWA. You know, figured he'd take up wrestling after he conquered basketball.
Ref splits him up in the corner, and Marsh goes right back to work. But look at Vandelay. Tries to implement a kick there, but the size of Marsh just easily pushes him down to the mat.
Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good for Vandelay early. This big stalling suplex with the squats, too. Oh, my goodness. Now, that's just embarrassing for Vandelay.
Strength on display. That's a lot of blood rushing to the head of Vandelay before he's slammed into the mat there.
Great view of his back hair there on that move.
Yeah, it's definitely very noticeable.
Tiger Marsh having a pretty good time so far, it seems like.
Yeah, he's off to a hot start.
Oh
but
my,
Vandelay
here we
with an
go.
arm drag.
Yep.
Taking a powder.
Art needs a break here, but Marsh is right on his heels here, and I don't know if that was a good decision.
Yeah,
a little ill-advised. I don't think he understands that Marsh is very capable of just coming out here and punishing him outside of the ring, too.
Yeah, he certainly seemed to not be paying attention when he, hopped out of the ring. He's kind of walking around and not looking at his opponent.
And Marsh really doing just that with a strong right. Takes Vandelay back to the mat on the outside, and we've mentioned this before, but that outside area is padded, but it's not quite the security of the interior of the SWA ring, as we get a 7 count before these two get back inside. Nice counter there by Vandelay. He really needs to get some momentum going on his side. It's been all Marsh as he's tossed over the outside.
I was just about to say, Marsh was looking a little tired, but he fooled me and Art Vandelay on that.
Yeah, that back body drop had to be at least 10 feet of a plummet for Art Vandelay, all 150 whatever pounds of him. That's a long way to fall. He does it again,
Ouch.
Just cannot avoid hurting himself here. Marsh is clearly out in front.
I think the biggest question I have so far is how Art Vandelay's glasses are still intact.
Really good pieces, I think, is the secret.
Drove the back of the neck of Vandelay into the top turnbuckle there. Marsh has been really in control of this the whole time, and anytime Vandelay tries to get some offense going, Marsh is right there to counter it.
Oh,
yeah, this is
Vandelay literally kicking him in the ass.
Connecting with a couple of shots here. Maybe Vandelay can finally get something going, but this does feel like it's been sort of, dashed hopes repeatedly. Vandelay with an early pin.
Doesn't even get a 1 count, but perhaps a good strategy. We haven't seen a pinfall attempt yet from Marsh, and he's laid in some good offense. Wonder if he's forgotten how he can win this match.
Suppose, or maybe he's just feeling sadistic and has not had a chance to deal out all the punishment he's looking to deal out.
Oh,
Got a draped DDT here, looks
up
like.
on the ropes. Drives the head into the mat, celebrates a bit. Let's see if he's looking for a pinfall now. Center of the ring. And Marsh has Vandelay down for 1, 2, and 3. That'll do it.
Wow.
Wire to wire for Captain Tiger Marsh.
All Marsh in that one.
I gotta say that, respect to Marsh. He didn't have a great showing in the tournament. Came out looking to prove himself, and he absolutely did. No one can question that he deserves to be here after that. Even Vandelay, it looks like.
Good sport.
Yeah, show respect there from Vandelay. A well fought win for Captain Tiger Marsh. Not much of a showing for Vandelay, but a good kickoff to the show. Nice bit of momentum for Marsh.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that's a Marsh will be very happy with that performance, I think. Vandelay, meanwhile, may need to go re-examine his choices to join a wrestling federation.
Yeah, talk about a change of pace though. We're going from a couple of a cruiserweight versus a heavyweight to just two heavyweights going head to head here. We've got a good one between the Beast Calvin ABUEVA and Aloysius Yates.
You know, I've been informed that I may not refer to Yates by what I'd like to refer to him as, but all I have to say is he seems like the sort of person who may have fathered children and may like to spend time by the seaside.
Yeah, sort of an oceanside patriarch.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
A parent who enjoys the coast.
Sandy Padre, if you will.
Yeah.
A sandy padre.
An ocean father.
There you go. Yeah, I think this one will be interesting. We got a couple of really big dudes here, but sort of different styles. You know, ABUEVA is very sort of power oriented. He's, you know, they call him the Beast for a reason. And then you got Yates, who's kind of a technical guy. He's bigger, but he wrestles a style that you often see with smaller wrestlers, very technical, sort of deliberate, patient. He's strong and he'll use his strength to his advantage, but he's not going to just try to like beat the piss out of you and end it really quickly.
Yeah, and he likes to employ a variety of slams also. It's a bit more of an old school feel from Yates. It's you know, he knows what his body's built like. He knows how to slam a person to the mat, and he knows that that's effective. And he doesn't try to get too much you know, fancier than that.
Yep. I gotta say, the Beast lives up to his nickname. That's a terrifying man right there.
Yeah, and he doesn't really mess around once he gets in the ropes. You know, he's all business. Looking to I think rebound a little bit from his tournament performance as well. Yates, same thing. You know, we mentioned this is the theme in some of our matches these couple shows, but I think the Beast has got something to show us here. We'll see if the Ocean Father can respond.
Yeah, all 6'10" of Calvin ABUEVA here. He's, you know, locked in a bit of a tie as the second tallest wrestler in the company, just behind the Machine's 6'11" frame. And at 290, he's given up about 15 pounds to Yates here, but he's got about 3 inches on him. So they both have a little bit of an advantage size-wise. Well, it'll be interesting to see if either of those really come into play here. But yeah, the loss to FTS in the tournament looking pretty good after FTS's, you know, nice victory in episode 1 last week.
Yeah, indeed. I think that's no real mark on ABUEVA to lose to someone who's had a hot start.
Yeah, both of these stars here actually had a similar fate in the tournament where they lost to someone significantly smaller than them in what was a bit of an upset, given a tournament that many sort of dubbed as, you know, favoring the heavyweights, the super heavyweights. But Yates dropped a match to the Ace, and the Beast dropped a match to FTS, and Ace ended up being a Final Four competitor, and FTS has had a couple of wins under his belt. So yeah, we'll see if these two can get on the right track against each other here.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. You know, sizes and everything, but it definitely counts. And I think this match will be a good showcase of why size is one of those things that is really important, even though you can't teach it.
You know, hard to beat two heavyweights going at each other.
Also hard to beat a guy who uses an umbrella as a cane. You know, I just think that's a fun accessory.
Yeah, and there's certainly a difference in style here, right? ABUEVA comes to the ring, he's in his wrestling trunks, nothing more, ready to go. Yates comes out, full robe, hat. He's got the umbrella. Has to sort of transition into his wrestling attire here. Very different approaches to how they enter the ring.
And I mean, kicking off with a running bulldog here, Yates showcasing that old school approach, but it still works.
Oh. Dodged that one effectively. Yates in control a little bit here early.
Yeah, it's going to work.
and where you want someone like Beast. If Yates can keep him on the mat, you know, that eliminates the Beast's size advantage and his reach advantage. Can't really do much if you're on your back.
Yeah, and I think Yates is someone who's equipped to do that well, not only because of the size, but because he's got a lot of sort of technical mat wrestling skill that he could, you know, utilize in that way. Don't want to get into like an exchange of strikes with someone as strong as the Beast here.
Setting him up there in that tree of woe position in the corner. Now going to work with the foot on the neck of ABUEVA. Spending a lot of time on the neck here.
Quick pin.
He's got a one count, but it's not going to quite be enough just yet. See if Yates can stay in control here, if the Beast can turn things around.
A little sucker punch into a backbreaker there. It's a sneaky little move.
Oh, gut punch. That's not going to feel good.
No,
Back to the tree of woe. Oh, maybe not. Just a little snake eyes.
ABUEVA looking a little worried. I would be too, with a bunch of boots to the face, to be honest with you.
Yeah, not the position you want to be in there.
Not only that, he hasn't really gotten anything in. You know, he's been sort of on the back foot the entire match to this point.
Little alligator roll into a neck stretch there. He's really been focusing on the head and neck of ABUEVA. Could be looking for maybe a submission here.
It's a big back body drop by Beast, though. He's looking to kind of take control, but Yates right back into it with an arm drag.
Nice takedown, and Yates going right back to that corner where he's already had some success tonight. How about a handful of slams off that top turnbuckle?
I think that was 10 to be exact.
We'll call it 2 handfuls then. Still focusing on the neck a lot. I don't know if that's going to be enough to put away the Beast just yet. But he gets a 2 count out of it.
Yeah, not enough to put him away, but Yates in full control here, and he knows it.
Yeah, and Beast just laying on the mat. Can't even get up. I mean, did he forget what he was coming here to do? I mean, this is embarrassing.
More corner work here. Yates effectively using his environment in this one already. And again, with a bit of that alligator roll, applying pressure to the neck.
Ref missing the foot on the rope there, but I guess it wouldn't have made that much difference anyway, since Beast is hardly even.
One more try here.
Is that enough to put away the Beast? Not yet either. But a wise move perhaps by Yates. He has him in that submission hold, but he actually lets him out before the Beast has a chance to, find a way out of it on his own. Some would say you want to keep it locked in as long as possible, but it's allowed him to stay in control of the match also.
Yeah, it has. He gets to control the pace. He's never giving up anything to try to, hold it for a second longer. I think that's very wily, very clever approach. But what is not so clever is just to sort of stand there and stare at your opponent. I mean, finish it off.
Yates really taking his time to catch his breath here. I guess he's got the luxury of doing so as the Beast struggling to get back to his feet, but maybe Yates has worn himself out here from whooping ass.
That's a good point. He had that exact problem in the tournament, as I recall.
Yeah, you gotta question the calculus on that one from Yates. He really just kind of let his opponent get right back up. Although
big old spine buster.
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to give some punishment out today. It sure seems that way.
Oh man, what are we gonna see here? Oh, slam. Now he's got a stretch on.
Oh, I had the stretch locked in, but the Beast gets out of it immediately.
Yeah, man.
What a counter, really saving his life in this match here for the Beast.
Yeah, that could have been it. A big snapmare on Yates here, and now he's gonna work the neck some.
I gotta say, if this ends up going the wrong way for Yates, he's gonna really rue that. I don't even know what to call it. That time wasting.
Yeah, the hesitation.
Look at your opponent.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, and Beast looking to get some momentum here, so you better be quick about it.
That's a lot of body behind that drop kick that took down Yates there.
Boy, Yates a little slow to get up now. This might be turning around for the Beast here.
Spending some time on the face of his own. Handful of punches right to the glasses of Yates there. Gotta hope those don't break and shatter into his eyes or anything.
Say, I don't know where we got these glasses for these guys, but they're phenomenal.
Yates, you know, he was looking gassed. We were wondering if that was maybe why he was. Oh my goodness.
The strength of ABUEVA, but Yates finds a way out of it. That's 305 pounds he had pulled up just by the single leg there.
Both of these guys starting to look a little winded. I'm curious to see who's going to be able to control the match going forward, you know?
Strong knee strike there. Yates used the ropes to pull himself back to his feet, but the Beast sends him outside with a strong right.
Right of his own. Answering right back.
Two big guys throwing some big punches right now.
As they call it in the business, big meaty men slapping meat. Yates breaking the count here. See who can get control. I feel like we're nearing a turning point in this match.
Yates going back to the corner where he's been very effective tonight. We'll see if he keeps employing that strategy successfully. He catches a knee instead.
A running knee. It kind of comes out of nowhere. The Beast is using it really well tonight.
Big clothesline from the Beast. But a nice counter by Yates.
Neither man giving much in the way of rope here to let their opponent take control. This is turned into a back and forth affair, which is better for the fans, I think.
Oh, shoulder first into the corner post for Yates.
Oh, and he's up.
Up and around goes the Beast into a spinning sidewalk slam.
See what he's got next in store for the Beast. Oh, a big swing and a miss on the axe handle.
Oh, and he falls right into the grasp of the Beast. Up and into that Beast bomb, center of the ring.
Center of the ring.
Got him where he wants him. Is that it for Yates? It is.
Yes, sir.
The Beast finally locks in that Beast bomb. A beautiful counter of that double axe handle. And just caught Yates right where he wanted him.
Boy, thinking back, you know, Yates had him.
Yeah.
Had him down on the mat. All he needed to do was pin him. Just stood there and stared.
Yeah, tough to say if that was a mental decision by Yates to get in his opponent's head, or if if it's a conditioning issue. Maybe he was just gassed himself, but it may have cost him here.
Yeah, I think that like you said, it's going to be the moment he's going to rue later on as he looks back on this match and how much of it he controlled and yet did not come out on top.
Yeah, a lot of good offense from Yates, but really this match at about that moment turned into a back and forth affair, and that Beast bomb was just too much for Yates to get out of.
Yeah, and I don't know that I blame Yates for taking a moment. It did feel like he sort of had control, except that I think he was just tired. Genuinely looking at him, he looked gassed, and it was a good showing overall. You know, he did lose, but I think even in a loss, Yates is coming out looking okay here. ABUEVA obviously gets a great win, a good comeback. And sort of rights the ship for himself going forward.
We'll talk about a difference in styles as we go to our next match on the card. We move from two heavyweights slamming into each other to the SWA certified flippy shit TM between Diego Mercer and El Sangres. think this is definitely one that the SWA faithful have been looking forward to ever since this card was announced. It was the the chant sort of ringing out in the crowd. This one should be a good one.
Should be fantastic.
Both of these guys have shown us in their matches so far a real desire to just kind of keep fighting against all odds and the will to survive. So I'm curious to see how that'll do when you match up sort of two guys who both have that characteristic.
Yeah, Mercer really, I wouldn't even say he was in much of a battle with Puma in the tournament. He was almost kind of dominated for much of the match and then kind of got a win out of nowhere. And then in one of the sort of most brutal losses we saw in the tournament, when he was eliminated by Domingo Cervantes, Mercer took just a hellacious beating. And he kept on fighting, and he did eventually lose, but he showed that he is incredibly resilient. And, Sangres showed that same style in his win over Eric Draven in the tournament. The difference being that he came away with a win in that one.
Yeah, I mean, that match against Draven was a great example of two guys who just would not go down and would not give in. And I think we may see something similar here tonight.
Resumes from a win-loss perspective too. I mean, you can't fault them too much. They each have a loss, but they've lost to Domingo Cervantes and Warren Wyndham, a couple of people that were in the final couple of rounds of our tournament, including Wyndham, who secured the championship. So, good talent to lose to if you're going to lose a match. Obviously, you want to win every one of them, but in any given match, you can only have a winner and a loser.
Yeah, that's the case, unfortunately. I mean, I'd love to see both these guys go on and get a win, but somebody's got to go home disappointed tonight.
And Sangres we haven't seen since the tournament, but Mercer we actually saw last week in that surprise entrance he made following Dead Pieces' loss to Deuce Bennett. Mercer came out and attacked Bennett after the match. We're not quite sure what the motivation was for that yet, but an interesting development in Mercer's career. See if anyone comes to his defense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything from either Mercer or Dead Piece, but I wondered if maybe it was the start of a friendship and a team, a tag team even maybe, but we haven't heard anything yet from either camp. I'm curious to see what word we get going forward.
Yeah, certainly playing spoiler to Deuce Bennett's otherwise impressive debut in which he secured a win. Mercer coming out and really putting him on the mat sort of changed that situation entirely.
Nice Hurricane Rana by Mercer there to keep Sangres down to the mat. I mean, this guy is very jumpy despite being apparently afraid of heights, and Enziguri will keep him down as well.
Really just a fascinating background to this match. Obviously two, wrestlers, similar size, somewhat similar style, but also from the two largest cities in Mexico, Sangres from Mexico City, of course, and Diego Mercer from Tijuana. So,
yeah, I mean, it's
a bit of a regional Mexican rivalry here.
Yeah, we have a fair number of Mexican wrestlers, and
an impressive kip up from Sangres, followed by an unimpressive kick attempt.
And then he just got his finger stomped for good measure.
Little corner-to-corner action with a couple of shoulders right to the gut of Mercer. And the athleticism on display already. Over the top rope, leg drop to the back of the neck of Diego Mercer. Sangres looking for a cover quickly here. Only gets a 1 count, though.
Yeah, Sangres, for all his acrobatics, he's got to find a way to inflict some more damage. I mean, his reputation in the locker room is that his strikes are a little soft, you might say. Although that's a fantastic head scissor takedown, and I can't knock that.
That was incredibly athletic. Mercer.
Look at Mercer returning the favor. A little bit of a replay.
Mercer again. Wow.
Of the own move, and here we go over the top rope again.
Oh!
Better than anything you can do, I can do better from Mercer there. And now he's going on top.
Look out.
High risk,
Here it comes.
High reward.
The Phoenix
lands
splash.
that cleanly. But Sangres with a nice counter there. And, ooh. That'll put you on the mat.
What were we saying about not the strongest strikes? That looked like it hurt. But yeah, Mercer
outside.
is not too concerned apparently.
No, and right before that move, I think we heard the patented Sangres shout, "Don't hurt me, I'm small." Even in a match between two cruiserweights, Sangres has given up almost 50 pounds to Diego Mercer. That's the kind of undersized superstar we're talking about here. 5'6", 137.
I think we need to get this guy a sandwich. It's just ridiculous. Mercer wants to do this in the ring, it looks like.
Oh!
That hip toss knee strike combo.
Is that enough
Could
to
be
put
it.
away the Phoenix? Sangres going for the cover. Gets a 2 count, shoulder up from Mercer. But a solid connection there from Sangres. Really deadly with the legs
And a
and feet.
standing moonsault.
Nice standing drop kick too.
I think we're starting to see, maybe the burning of the Phoenix. The question is, will he indeed rise from the ashes at the end of this one? Because Sangres looks to be in control right now.
And as
I had to
quick
spoke
as he
too soon
does,
there, Doc.
things turn around a little bit for Mercer. See if he can get some offense going in the corner.
Announcer's curse. Oh my goodness. What is he setting up here?
Tree of Woe position for Sangres. And oh no,
Oh,
it's Mercer
man.
going for
What is
Sangres
he
trying
going
to
for?
climb up,
Oh
and he's
my!
dumped down to the mat. Ooh, that looked painful.
And there's that pop-up drop kick. This is bad news. Bad news for Sangres.
Oh! Center of the ring and flat out as Sangres. What a combination of offense from Diego Mercer.
Mercer feeling it right now.
Ooh,
Popping
even
right back
counter.
up to his feet.
Oh, big
my
kick.
goodness.
Just to eat one. Ouch.
Ref down for the cover. Is that enough for Sangres? Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. Wow.
My goodness.
The strength in his 137-pound frame is centered in the feet and legs, and he showed it there. What a boot to put away the Phoenix.
Not even a boot, just a foot. He doesn't wear boots.
Very true. Very true.
Just hit him with a stinky foot, and it killed him. Man, what a match. Great back and forth affair. A couple of guys who refused to quit and showed it even there.
A lot of exciting action. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we've got every week in SWA, and it's never been on better display than between these two.
That's got to be my favorite match of the night so far. That was just phenomenal athleticism all around.
Here is your winner, Santos.
A big win for Sangres. Gets some momentum back on his side, and Mercer wasn't able to come back from the dead on this one. He's put away by the tiny cruiserweight, El Sangres. Crowd appreciating that one, really getting behind Sangres there as he celebrates at the end. So we move into our next match. We've got Gonzo McLovin, who suffered a loss at the hands of DDT in the tournament, versus Triple G, Gorgeous Garrison Gray, who sits with a 3-1 record, taking down Captain Tiger Marsh, SAVEA, and Goldenberg, before finally losing to tournament finalist Tupuolo, the Boulder.
Yeah, and he had some strong words for Tupuola and a large section of the roster after that loss, really honing in on some wrestlers he deemed to be a little overweight or too large, not fitting a particular sort of idea of fitness. And it seems like this match is maybe the beginning of his first, like maybe the beginning of a crusade against some of these bigger wrestlers. He's looking to just kind of show them that he is the picture of perfection, as you might say.
Yeah, Triple G at 6'4", 240 believes that is the perfect size for a human being to be. And anything outside of that, but particularly above that in terms of weight, he deems to be worthy of his his in-ring talents to help whip them into shape. His run through the tournament showed that with wins against Marsh, SAVEA, and Goldenberg, all three larger than him gentlemen, and he was not too thrilled with his loss to the much larger Boulder. So yeah, though there's only a 15-pound difference here, when you're as perhaps delirious as Triple G, anything above that 240 mark that he deems as perfection is worthy of a battle. But for Gonzo, coming to us all the way from the Amazon, he's going to be looking to get himself back on the right track and maybe shut up gorgeous Garrison Gray here a little bit.
Yeah, I think knowing that, like you're stop one on Gray's crusade against, bigger dudes, I think you want to just stop that train before it ever gets started. And I think this is a good chance to kind of put Gray in his place a little bit. He talks about how he's a former champion and all that, but that was a different Fed, and like, these guys don't care about what you did elsewhere. They want to see what you're going to do here.
Absolutely. He's no champion here just yet.
Yeah, and he did make a run at it, though, being a Final Four finalist in the tournament and losing to Boulder, who ended up being in that final match against Warren Windham. Gray showed that he's still got some talent. He's not holding the gold, but he's certainly in the picture, and a win for McLovin here could really propel him up the card a bit.
Yeah, I think it would be a huge win to kind of come out and just launch yourself this way. But excuse us while we take a bathroom break while Gray milks his entrance to the ring for 45 minutes over weird stripper jazz.
Oh yeah, I'm chowing down on this burger.
Yeah, I certainly think the Vegas odds on what'll be longer here, the match or the combination of these two entrances, certainly in favor of the entrances, I think. And a good point as well, something that we might have glossed over. McLovin has that long entrance as well, and unfortunately for him in the tournament, he set a SWA record. He was on the wrong side of it, losing to DDT in only 54 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really what you want to be known for in this young federation, but he's really looking to turn things around here, I think. I think he's looking to kind of start over, turn over a new leaf, what have you, but he's looking to rebound from that. Make a statement here that he deserves to be here as well, and he's not just some joke who got submitted by DDT.
Yeah, he's got a lot to prove if he wants to stay relevant here in the SWA, and a win over a competitor like Triple G would go a long way. Definitely wants to erase that first match from the record books. Maybe he's the one to do it. If he can win a match quicker than that, people will forget about that quick loss that he suffered. Though he's not quite on the right pace just yet.
Yeah, not exactly off to the start you want, but it's still early. Big back body drop and McLovin looking to be back in control, but Gray right back on top.
Ooh, not in the face. Ouch. That's a big old clothesline from Gray there.
Yeah, he's a good-sized guy. He's tall and strong and built, and he's very, very strong with his strikes. It's always a bit surprising, I think, how much power he gets behind some of those. But McLovin is not going to let him just, run over him tonight, which I appreciate. He's got to show that he deserves to be here. Taking a little time with him here, and maybe risky if he's not careful. Okay, coming back inside. Big suplex by McLovin.
Streak to pull Gray over the top rope and get him up in that suplex position, too. McLovin's showing something to us here with that sidewalk slam also.
I'm certainly not here to tell you that Gray can't come back from this, but not exactly what the expected result was so far. And as I say that, there's Gray.
Announcer's curse strikes again.
Indeed, but at the same time, I mean, Gray's looking to show that all these, quote-unquote fatties are just not qualified to be in here at all, but McLovin's giving him a fight. I mean, I gotta say, this is already a better showing than his first match. Gray certainly has not come out and made the statement I think he was looking for. He probably was hoping to beat DDT's record against McLovin, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, and now he's telling him about it, too.
My goodness.
Really letting him hear it. And this is the Triple G that we know and you either love or hate.
I think mostly hate.
This time
McLovin clearly hates it because he's going right after that nice headlock. Oh, my. That looks like it hurts.
Just wrenching on the neck of Triple G.
Fighting out of it. Oh. Oh.
Driving the point of the elbow into the gut.
Big German suplex. Wow. Power from Gray to get McLovin clear over his head like that.
Center of the ring. Going right for it. I don't think he has
wants him, but only a one count. Doesn't have it indeed. Triple G, of course, can't believe it. Effectively using the point of that elbow, though, so far as Triple G, but he's setting him up here. A move that has put away many the gray mass. That may be it for Gonzo McLovin.
And it is.
Wow. There it is.
Triple G.
He's telling him about it, too.
Definitely happy with himself and feeling vindicated here, putting down Gonzo McLovin with that gray mass. It's a super effective move that he's used against a number of superstars, and it works once again here against Gonzo McLovin.
Yeah, I mean, McLovin, though he didn't win, obviously, I think should be happy with a better performance. That said, it sounds like Gorgeous Garrison Gray is certainly going to feel vindicated in his quest to defeat all the fatties. Next up, we got KEIJO SANKARI up against the Island God SAVEA in our next Path to Glory qualifier match. Both these guys had good showings in the tournament. Neither managed to make it to the Final Four, but looked good along the way and established themselves as real forces here in SWA. I think this will be an interesting one, kind of a clash of styles as well.
And we did have a interview with Sankari that we were going to air, but our censors informed us that it was completely unbroadcastable.
Yeah,
so,
he tends to ramble in Finnish, and no one can really understand him, but thankfully we had somebody who could, throw it in Google Translate and realize it was not fit for air.
Weighing in at 220 pounds,
Sankari's going to be giving up about 100 pounds here to the Island God. Talking about 220 versus 320. He struggled a bit with size in the tournament. He got a win against Sparkles, but he lost against Tupuola. SAVEA may have the advantage there just from the size perspective, given that Sankari struggled against a much larger competitor in the tournament.
It's possible. I mean, Sankari's all about strikes, though, and you know, those will translate well to big guys too. You know, he doesn't have the problem where he's not gonna be able to lift his opponent or anything. He's not really worried about lifting his opponent. He's worried about hitting his opponent. So, I mean, that is perhaps the best kind of offense you want to bring in against a guy like the Island God, SAVEA.
And for SAVEA, it was a nice win against AJ Bauer in the tournament, but he ended up dropping one to Triple G, who we just saw come out victorious. So, not a bad loss at all, but you know, was one of the perhaps early rungs on the ladder that Triple G's heading towards of taking care of anybody that's heavier than him.
Indeed. I mean, we'll see how that pans out, but I think SAVEA here is looking to make a statement. Like you said, he had a decent performance and then went down to Gray, who did very well in the tournament, but I think he's looking to show that he's just getting started here in SWA.
And like you mentioned before, last week on episode 1, we saw Yasuke Bozeman take down the Machine in our first Path to Glory qualifier match. This being the second, one of these two will find themselves with an opportunity in the near future, joining Bozeman in that category. It could be Sankari, it could be SAVEA, but we'll figure it out in this match.
Some early strikes from Sankari, but SAVEA's not going to let him get too much in.
He landed a few, but you got to land more than that. Although, a little mirror match here. How about that?
Trading spots, it looks like. Just a lot of dragon screw leg takedowns.
Little tit for tat action back and forth here. These two are both going to need a knee operation in the future.
Yeah, looking to really do some work on some ACLs there. Sankari really getting in the strikes early, though. Looking to take control, and let's see if he can get a pin early. That's not going to cut it.
That's the kind of tactic he needs to employ for sure. I don't know that he's done it enough, but SAVEA, little sneaky action there.
Big man can move, apparently.
Yeah, he's deceptively fast. He's very athletic and very quick for his size.
And there's no deception in that strength, though, as he just checks Sankari down to the mat.
SAVEA going to work. Camera angle a little rough on that, but you know, quick pin. No, Sankari's not going to have any of that. Although I like it from SAVEA going to go to work on those fists, if you will, from Sankari. I mean, if he can't throw punches, what's he going to do?
That's true. Kind of take away his weapons. It's a smart approach.
SAVEA throwing some hands of his own there, but Sankari now back to his feet and seems to be frustrated with his efforts so far. See if he can get himself reoriented here.
Down by SAVEA, and then a big back body drop just leaves Sankari in the middle of the ring.
They have enough of that. Good strikes from Sankari. There's a third.
A couple of strong leg strikes there.
Oh, going right to the curb stomp. He's not giving SAVEA any time to think about it. Oh.
Look at this. He's got him locked up.
What a hold.
SAVEA in panic mode, not even noticing how close he was to the rope there.
And maybe taking away some of that quick lateral movement, working on the knees. He can't change direction, get that explosiveness. That might be a wise move for the duration of the match.
SAVEA wisely rolling out of the ring there, gets a quick strike in to Sankari once again. Going to work with the legs, but ooh.
No. That looked like a freight train going straight into Sankari's face.
Big knee strike from SAVEA. Puts Sankari down and the ref down for the cover. Just a 2 count, however.
Gutsy from Sankari to get out of that pin, but he took a heck of a shot from SAVEA on that. How about one more? Sankari slow to get up. SAVEA sizing him up here from the looks of it. Big right hand.
Strong strike, and he may have that coquina clutch locked in. Can
Certainly
Sankari
looks
get
like it.
out of it?
I don't know. I don't know. He's
Get
looking
a leg to the
really.
rope.
Something.
Is
It's
he gonna-
locked
there
in.
it is. Oh, he gets out. I thought
No,
he
he's
tapped.
out. My
Finds a way
goodness.
out. It certainly looked like he tapped out of that, but somehow finds a way.
Maybe a controversial near fall here in this match, but SAVEA going right back down with the pin.
Another 2 count for SAVEA, who's clearly in control of this match right now. Can Sankari turn things around? Needs to in a hurry if he's going to with a cutter. And that'll help swing the tides his direction a little bit, but he's quickly back down on his back.
Great reversal from SAVEA from the ground there.
Key time too. You know, that really looked to be a momentum swing, and SAVEA cut it off before it got to be too. Wow!
Oh, what
Nice
a
pop-up
counter.
DDT. They had really able to stand. Maybe he was playing possum.
Now he sends Sankari over that top rope and brings him back in with a
Get
slam.
back in here. I'm not done with you yet, says SAVEA. Although that's a
Strong.
great uppercut.
Strong uppercut.
Sankari really holding his own here against the bigger man.
And using the ropes to help him propel SAVEA right into that fist to the back.
Yeah, near fall here, but maybe one of these guys can close it out and get that final 3 count. Sankari taking his time. What's he thinking here?
Yeah, hard to say if Sankari's movements are deliberate or if they're a bit winded here.
Maybe a little of both, but looking for a big neck breaker off the top.
Neck breaker from the top turnbuckle.
Into the middle, he'll go for the pin. Not sure. That looks like it hurt.
SAVEA
Does he have it?
enough?
Yes,
No.
sir.
No deal for SAVEA. Sankari comes away with a win. What a neck breaker.
Close it out. Had to go to the top rope to finish it off, but that's it's a great offense from Sankari, who in the end was able to stick around, it seems like.
Really impressed. These guys, whenever they were on the ground, they seemed to be able to get right back up or even reverse from the ground on the other guy. A lot of momentum swings, but man, that neck breaker, that did the trick.
Yeah, and that cutter we just saw there helped out too, setting up that move, doing some damage to the neck. Really, the turning point of this match may have been when Sankari somehow found a way out of that coquina clutch that SAVEA seemed to have locked in deep.
Yeah, I think at that point it was no turning back for Sankari. He knew he was that close to losing, and he had to close it out. So he did everything he could and came out on top.
Big win for Sankari that puts him on the path to glory. As we go into our final 2 matches of the night, a big one here between Domingo Cervantes and Corey Quinn.
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting. A couple of guys who had some good runs in the tournament, some great wins. A couple of bigger guys with different offensive styles. Really interested to see how this one shakes out.
Interesting note between the two of these competitors, they both have wins against Quinn brothers. Corey taking down his brother Jamie, and Domingo taking out Noah Quinn. Both of those were first round victories in the tournament. Cervantes went on to put down Diego Mercer, where Corey Quinn took out Yasuke Bozeman. And it was a loss to the ace for Corey Quinn and a loss to eventual champion Warren Windham for Cervantes. So nothing much in the way of harm on the loss sheet there. They lost to a couple of top competitors, and a win here will really look pretty great for their resumes.
You really cement them as sort of top-tier title contenders, vying for Warren Windham's SWA World Championship. This is a big one for the title picture, I think.
Well, and you certainly have, their resumes have only gotten stronger. Jamie Quinn and Noah Quinn securing a tag victory last week in episode 1, and Yasuke Bozeman securing himself a place in the Path to Glory. Those wins are looking even better for Quinn and for Cervantes. Mercer has had a great showing, and his only loss is to the champion. You got to imagine that he would love an opportunity at a rematch with Warren Windham, and a win here would only help him get closer to that goal.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think he's definitely one who would love to get a piece of Wyndham. I'm sure others would tell him to get in line, but he's got a great claim to the throne, as it were.
And for Corey Quinn, it's an interesting stable we've seen already with the Quinn brothers. Rumor has it they're even bringing in their fourth brother soon to that grouping, and he was on hand on episode 1 to watch Noah and Jamie get a win in the tag division, and he'd love to get a win here in singles action himself and help move himself up the card a bit.
Yeah, and I think Corey early on has been the standout of the Quinn brothers. Really shown that he was the one that means the most business. I think he, while certainly, enjoying the company of his brothers and having folks in the Fed who have his back, I think he's looking to kind of separate from the pack a little bit, and this is a great chance to do that against a great opponent like Cervantes.
This one should be pretty good.
Should be a high-quality matchup indeed as we get ready for the ref to ring the bell. Start off our second-to-last match of the night here between Cervantes and Quinn. We're underway already.
Strike from Quinn, but Cervantes just throwing him off. Big kick to the face there. Oh.
So what do you think here about this size matchup? I mean, Quinn is not a small guy, but he's maybe, that sort of like light heavyweight archetype. He's strong, he's tall, but he's a bit lean. Cervantes, meanwhile, is just all brawn and loves to beat the piss out of people.
A massive luchador. I mean, he's standing at half a foot taller than Quinn, and we're talking about 105-pound difference between these two. He certainly has the size advantage, and so far he's used that effectively against everybody except for Warren Windham, who outweighs him a little bit.
Yeah, he goes with that signature dance. He loves to dance, get the crowd into it.
Yeah, the charismatic nature of Cervantes on display there. But he's countered out of by Quinn, and a nice DDT there. Maybe we can get some momentum on Quinn's side.
Oh.
A nice counter of his own for Domingo.
Yeah, it seems like maybe these guys should stay away from a fireman's carry, my goodness.
Strong right hand strikes for Cervantes, then just picks his opponent up, takes him to the ropes where he'll swing him back center of the ring, and looks for a quick cover.
Pin. Oh,
Ref.
very slow from the ref there.
Ref, I guess, did not like the angle he
goodness.
had. Took the fucking scenic route to get around for that cover.
Well, you gotta respect the boldness from freaking Quinn here, man. He's been going flying into the air at Cervantes, and generally Cervantes has shrugged him off, but the big man staggered back on those, even as he dodges just barely those flying strikes. I mean, it's pretty incredible to watch.
Yeah, both these guys just really throwing potatoes, too. I mean, this is no pulled punches here. This is just laying into each other, and I
Another
think
pin attempt. My goodness. No, just two.
Two and barely two at that. But Cervantes is a big guy, but don't discount his athleticism. We've seen him sort of nimbly get out of the way of some of these attacks. Another one there.
Tell you what, if one of those land, though, that's going to be big problems for Domingo Cervantes.
Yeah, I think if you can get him off his feet, then
Oh.
you've made a statement.
Clothesline out of the ring. There's the
Alright.
dance.
Impact, and yeah, the dance.
Cranking that Soldier Boy for good measure.
A tough landing for Quinn on the back to the outside, but he's still fighting back a little bit here.
These guys better get back in. My goodness. Very willing to throw hands outside the ring, both of them.
A running bulldog.
Taking Quinn for a ride and then driving the hands right into the head of Corey Quinn. And how about some boots to match?
Cervantes loves his speed. If he's got his opponent down, you'd better believe he's going to get as many strikes in as possible.
Now trying to lock in a headlock, but Quinn seems to be getting out of it, driving the point of the elbow into the gut to free himself from that hold.
Great perseverance from Quinn. Oh, nobody home. Domingo. This is some
a couple of those
amazing.
tonight. It's interesting to me. We've seen a couple of times in this match, you know, just a sort of complete whiff, and you can't do that, especially against these sorts of opponents. Both of these guys, I think, are good at capitalizing on the opponent's mistakes, and you can't miss like that. Nice backbreaker there by Quinn.
That looked like it hurt.
Just a 1 count. Cervantes kicks out of that easily.
Staying down for a second, though. A little slow to his feet.
Ooh, and that elbow
Oh, my.
connected with Quinn. And we saw this against his brother, Jamie. Corey got opened up in that match, and then he went to work and got the victory. That may not work out for Cervantes, but he does seem to have busted him open here.
What's Quinn got here? Cervantes is very vulnerable right now. Big problems.
Big swanton bomb from Corey Quinn. I was worried he was getting desperate, but maybe he's just looking for high impact.
Cervantes is fighting back. Stun gun there off the top ropes, and Cervantes looking to get back in control.
Going for a ride.
How about some double underhooks?
Make it 3.
Uno, dos, and tres taking down Corey Quinn.
Boy, Quinn just bounced straight off the mat on that.
Is
And
that
he didn't
enough to
really
put
look like he knew
down?
where he was.
2 count for the sharpshooter. Corey Quinn still kicking in this one. But Cervantes is stalking his opponent here.
Big kick.
This could be it.
The
Up into
crucifix.
crucifix position, just tosses him across the ring. Positions him where he wants him, and is that it for Corey Quinn?
Yes, it is.
1, 2, and
goodness.
3, and Domingo effectively uses that crucifix powerbomb to put away the sharpshooter. What a match between those two.
Yeah, I gotta say, early on, I really wasn't sure, you know, which way it was going to go. Cervantes got in some good licks, but so did Quinn. At some point, it just turned, and Quinn was kind of always trying to react rather than act himself. And by the time he was busted open, I know he got in that swanton bomb, which was beautiful, but it was game over by that point.
Yeah, that strong elbow reversal from Cervantes that busted open Quinn, you know, really started the timer on the match as a whole. And Quinn tried to get something going after that, but it was really just a matter of time. And that crucifix powerbomb continues to put away opponents.
Here is your winner.
And how could it not? I mean, he always throws them clear across the ring. It's incredible.
Yeah, even someone the size of Quinn, a light heavyweight, 215 pounds, just tosses him across like it was nothing.
Well, Cervantes was able to give the crucifix to Wyndham in their match, if you recall. There doesn't seem to be an upper limit on guys he can throw across the ring.
It's impressive strength from Cervantes. I mean, that's certainly no small feat.
And that'll take us right into our main event match of the night. Speaking of Wyndham, the champ is here tonight to take on Daniel Drake, Thomas DDT. Title is not on the line tonight, unfortunately, for Thomas. I'm sure he'd love to have the gold on the line, but a win here would certainly do a lot for his early career. And he's had a good one so far, 2-1, with wins against Gonzo McLovin, the famed 54-second match, and pain record before suffering a loss to the Boulder, who, of course, we've mentioned a couple of times tonight, was in the finals for that title match. Very easily could have been DDT if he'd managed to lock in that ankle lock against the Boulder. Just never got that chance. Can he employ it tonight against Warren Windham?
From no place in particular, weighing in at 200.
Yeah, I think it really was like, you know, that close for DDT, and he's looking to stake another claim. I mean, he's definitely had an impressive start to his career here in SWA, but he's looking to kind of put himself over the top a bit. And I mean, what better way to do it than getting one over on the champ? You know, Windham didn't opt to put the title on the line tonight, which is, you know, controversial. Certainly, I think a lot of people would rather see a fighting champ, but you know, DDT looking here maybe to stake a claim as somebody who should be competing for that title, you know, and a great way to do it would be to get a win over Windham.
Yeah, there's certainly no greater boost to a resume in the SWA right now than handing Warren Windham his first loss. The line of competitors that he went through to secure that gold is an impressive one, to say the least. Got wins against Dead Peace, El Sangres, Domingo, Cervantes, Ace, and Tupuolo, the Boulder. I mean, there's not a better group of people to have wins against, and Windham went through them on the way to the gold, and we'll be looking to put down DDT right here too.
Warren Windham, champion.
I gotta say, good on DDT for stepping up. Title not even on the line, still gonna face the champ here. That's a big boy wearing that belt.
It is
indeed.
Yeah. 120 pounds difference between these two. Light heavyweight versus super heavyweight. And Windham has already put down the other super heavyweight in the SWA in that final match of the tournament in the Boulder. So even when he's oversized, Windham doesn't seem to mind. But DDT's got his work cut out for him tonight.
And you gotta wonder if the Fed's ever taken down somebody as big as this in his law enforcement career or his wrestling career.
It's a good question. I mean, you certainly hope he's got at least some strategies in place. I mean, you know, being the submission specialist that he is, I think everybody's got ankles and they can hurt. So if he can get that ankle lock cinched in, he's got a good chance. But you got to be able to contain the sort of power game approach that you see here from Warren Windham. That big splash, and it could be over already.
Splash for Windham, and he's just setting him up here. Got him in that pump handle position. This Death Valley driver has put away Minnie. Is that it already for the Fed?
Wow.
That's it for our main event, Warren Windham.
Warren
Holy
Windham
hell, he
doesn't
put away
need to put the
DDT.
title belt on the line. I'm sorry, but wow. I think DDT might hold the record for fastest pin and fastest loss.
That was incredible. I don't know what else to say. I'm gobsmacked.
I was not expecting our main event to be over so soon, but here we are. Windham, no doubt about it, puts away Daniel Drake Thomas, and we're going to have someone take a look at that one, because we might have DDT's own record broken by Windham in that match. What a quick one.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Don't know what else to say. That's crazy.
We're pretty speechless here in the booth, but that'll do it for episode 2 of SWA. We had some great matches tonight. We saw Art Vandelay taken down by Captain Tiger Marsh. The Beast, Calvin Abueva, put down Aloysius S. Yates. El Sangres got himself a nice win against the Phoenix, Diego Mercer. Gonzo McLovin wasn't able to take down Triple G, who continues his crusade. A nice win for KEIJO SANKARI tonight against SAVEA. And a decisive victory for Domingo Cervantes, who put down QUINN after opening him up. And then an insane victory for Warren Windham. The champ moves to 6-0, and his resume keeps growing longer. It's going to be interesting to see who can put a stop to him, if anyone, and how long this title reign will continue to go. Thank you both for joining on commentary tonight. What was your the thing you saw tonight that you were most impressed with?
You know, I think Sangres and Mercer was a lot of fun, and I thought that would kind of be my favorite match. But I think at the end of the day, it's got to be Cervantes getting that win over Quinn. You know, it was a bit of a back and forth affair, but at some point, Cervantes just sort of took over and said, "No more. I'm winning this, and there's nothing you can do about it." I think that bodes well for his chances in the title picture. Maybe he's someone who has what it takes to finally take down Windham.
Yeah, you know, building on that, Cervantes and the Boulder are the two closest that have even gotten anywhere near beating Windham. So I guess I gotta say, I mean, most impressive, it's what we just saw. That is absolutely incredible stuff from Windham. But my favorite match of the night is probably El Sangres' victory. That was absolutely incredible. Two fantastic athletic wrestlers. You can't beat it, in my opinion. Although I'm going to be thinking about that Windham victory for a little while.
Yeah, and if you think about it too long, you'll be thinking about it longer than it lasted. An impressive victory for the champ tonight. Certainly thanks to everybody that came out and joined us watching along. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, real life time, with 2 more shows, episode 3 and 4. Try to get those announced soon. And get some hype building for the next showing. But there's a lot of ways we can go, and a lot of places we have yet to be, and plenty of stars looking to make their name for themselves. And you know, some of those got some nice victories tonight. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming out, and have a good night.